Hi everyone, it's Tracy for Dazzle Diaries, and I'm here with a do-it-yourself toner that I have made several times. And this video is actually highly requested by many of my friends. This is kind of one of the reasons why I started making videos anyway. It's because my friends have always asked me, like, what do you do for this and what do you do for that? And several of them have said, well, why don't you just make a video about it so I can watch exactly how you do it and I can do the same thing, because they would never remember when I would just tell them. And also, I'm really into like making stuff at home with like natural ingredients. If I can stay away from using harsh chemicals on my skin or on my hair, or parabens or things like that, then I'm going to try to as best as possible. I don't make everything myself, but the things that I can make myself, I'm like, why not? It's that way I know exactly what's going in it. I know exactly what I'm putting on my skin, so I just feel a little bit better about it when I do it that way. So we're going to need a few ingredients. The first thing is Witch Hazel, and this is, I bought it from Sally Beauty Supply. It's the Beyond Belief Skin Renewal Witch Hazel Astringent. Looks like this. I think you can also get Witch Hazel from Target, but I just happen to buy mine from Sally Beauty Supply. I think Walmart also has it as well. It might even be cheaper there, because this retails for like $5, somewhere around $5. And witch hazel actually comes from a witch hazel shrub that's grown in North America, and they extract whatever the stuff out of it, and it's great as an astringent. An astringent is really good for a toner because, after you wash your face, you've cleansed your face after a long day of having makeup on. Sometimes your cleanser doesn't get everything, and so a toner is really great for that because you put it on a cotton pad and then you can just wipe it all over your face, and then any excess dirt or oil, will kind of be removed with the witch hazel or with the astringent. So that's why we're using astringent in our toner. It also reduces inflammation, and if you have oily skin, it's also really great for you because it cuts down on any excess oil. The second thing we're going to be using is green tea. I know you're thinking green tea, that's really weird. But yeah, so green tea, this is the one that I happen to use because this is the green tea that I drink, and I get this from Whole Foods, and I think it's like $13 for this thing. It's the Republic of Tea Double Green Matcha, and it comes with 50 bags of tea, and yeah, I think it's somewhere around $13, and it's the tea that I drink, so I figure if I drink it, then I might as well put it on my skin. And it also has matcha tea in it, and my vocal coach actually, if you're watching this, hello, turned me on to matcha probably a little bit over a year ago, and I researched it because she was telling me all about it and how it was like the most concentrated form of all the antioxidants in green tea, and it binds cancer cells, and it's all these things. So anyway, since this is a anti-aging toner, green tea is really great for that because it has anti-aging properties like antioxidants and things like that. And surprisingly, which I never really knew this until I started researching more about green tea, but it actually has like a natural protectant against like UV rays. I don't know. I usually use this toner at night, and I'll tell you why in a little bit, but if you wanted to use this toner in the day, you can, because it'll protect your skin from UV rays. Okay, the next thing is apple cider vinegar, and I use apple cider vinegar on my skin a lot. If you have seen my Indian healing clay mask, I'll link that in the bottom bar. I use apple cider vinegar with that, and apple cider vinegar is actually a form of alpha hydroxy acid. It is a malic acid, and it helps to even out the skin tone, reduce the inflammation. It's great for people with oily skin. It tightens pores, it reduces rosacea. It also helps to clear out like the blackheads, which is why it's great for that mask that I use it for. So yeah, prevents and helps clear out the blackheads. It's great for people with acne. It helps fight fine lines and wrinkles. So apple cider vinegar is a great at-home beauty secret that I have. So if you have not, looked up the benefits of apple cider vinegar on your skin, then I definitely suggest that you do that because apple cider vinegar is great. And it has to be apple cider vinegar. It can't be like the regular kind. Okay, you're also going to need some water because you have to brew the tea. So just get some I suggest bottled water or like distilled water or filtered water, just because tap water sometimes has like chemicals in it and stuff, and so we're trying to stay away from that. So I'm just using regular old bottled water. We're also using vegetable glycerin, and vegetable glycerin is an emollient and a skin smoother. Did you know it was also a natural sweetener? I had no idea. But anyway, they sell glycerin at like CVS and stuff, but I think glycerin comes from like animal fat or something like that. So I try to get the vegetable glycerin because then it doesn't come from animal fat. I try to be cruelty-free as much as possible. I don't know that it's bad for the animal if they get it. I don't know. I just feel weird about putting animal fat on my skin. I don't know. Anyway, so vegetable glycerin is what I'm using. Oh, and this retails for, I don't know, maybe $8 for this bottle. It's 4 ounces, something like $8. tea tree oil, and tea tree oil is actually a natural like antibacterial thing. Like, it's a natural antibacterial something. Anyway, it's a natural antibacterial substance, and it's also great if you're suffering from acne or acne scarring. It's also great for that. Aspirin. And I know you're thinking, why are you putting aspirin in your toner? Well, aspirin is actually what salicylic acid is derived from, or it's a form of salicylic acid. So if you've seen, like, you know, a lot of the astringents on the market will have salicylic acid, or acne treatments will have salicylic acid. Well, that's what aspirin is. So it's our at-home version of salicylic acid. So we're going to put a couple of the tablets into our toner. I do suggest getting the non-coated version of the tablet. Like, see how this is like not coated, and then there's like different types that are coated. Yeah, don't get the coated kind. And these are really cheap. You can get like a bottle of aspirin for like $1 from Walmart. This probably was like $2 because there's 300. But if you just get like 100, you know, capsules of like 100, then it's really cheap. And I'm also going to put in some vitamin E. And these are actually the capsules. And vitamin E is actually, it's great for your skin, it's anti-aging, and it's moisturizing, but also because it is a natural preservative. So we're not using any preservatives, even though I'm only making a small batch. I usually only make small batches at a time because they are all natural. I don't want anything to go bad. I do put in some vitamin E just to kind of prevent it from going rancid sooner rather than later. And the last thing that you're going to need is a container to put it in. And this is a container that I've always put my toner in, and as you can see, it's empty now, and so I cleaned it out. And this was just an old toner bottle. It was an old Burt's Bees toner bottle, and it contains, it's big enough for 5 ounces, so just find a bottle that's big enough for 5 ounces. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing that I do is I take 3 capsules of the aspirin and I put it in the bottom of the doodah, what is this? The empty container. And that's because I'm going to pour the liquid over it so that it can dissolve. Now, if you suffer from acne or if you have breakout problems, you can definitely put in more aspirin. I would say you could probably put up to 10 aspirins in there for this particular toner. And that'll definitely help with your acne or clearing up your skin or evening out your skin tone. Then I'm going to take my witch hazel and my 1/4 cup measurement guy, and I'm going to put 1/4 cup of the witch hazel into my mixture. Oh, and by the way, witch hazel does not smell very good. It smells not good. It kind of smells like feet or something. Yeah, so this is not going to be the most lovely smelling toner. So now I'm taking the witch hazel and I'm just pouring it into my empty container. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. And witch hazel does contain a little bit of alcohol, and that is going to help dissolve those aspirin guys. And so it's going to take a few minutes, but it's only been about 20 seconds, and the aspirin is pretty much dissolved at the bottom. Can you see? I think you can see that. Yeah. Now I'm going to take my green tea, and I actually already brewed my green tea in here, if you can see. So I brewed my green tea, and I'm going to measure out 1/4 cup of the green tea as well. So now here's my green tea. I did do it over my sink because I didn't want to spill it onto myself. Okay, and now I'm just pouring it into my empty container. So now it's the color of green tea. How lovely. Okay, now I'm going to take my apple cider vinegar and I'm going to measure out 2 tablespoons of it. And I forgot to get a tablespoon thing, so I'm just going to use this thing that I use to stir my tea up. So it's not the best smelling toner in the world, but I promise you that it's fantastic for your skin. Okay, now I'm going to take, this is a 1/4 teaspoon measuring spoon, and then my vegetable glycerin, and I'm going to put 2 of these in there. So essentially a 1/2 teaspoon of glycerin. And glycerin is very thick, and it's a humectant, so it helps to keep our skin moisturized. So there's 1, and then there's... Then I'm going to take my tea tree oil. Again, this is not going to be the best smelling toner, but it's going to be great for you. So I'm going to take my tea tree oil and measure out just a 1/4 teaspoon. I just dumped it in there. Now I'm going to grab 1 capsule from my vitamin E. And you need to figure out a way to extract the vitamin E from inside the capsule. So I usually just use a clean needle, like a sanitized needle that I have. So I'm just going to take my needle and I'm just going to poke it. This needle's clean, it's sanitized. I sanitized it before I started. And I just poked a little hole into the vitamin E. And then I'm going to squirt the contents of the vitamin E capsule inside of my... Okay, now I'm going to screw the cap on it, shake it up, and that's it. That is your toner. So this will last me quite a bit. You know, it's great that the vitamin E is in there because that definitely helps to preserve it so nothing goes rancid. I like to keep it in the refrigerator just because then it's like cool going on my skin, but you don't have to. I've kept it out on my counter and there's nothing has happened to it. The reason why I like to use this at night is because it has salicylic acid in it from the aspirin and malic acid from the vinegar. And salicylic acid and any type of alpha hydroxy acid really makes your skin a little bit more to UV rays and sun damage. So I like to use this at night because I'm not going out into the sun. If I was going to make this toner for daytime, I'd make a completely different toner for daytime, first of all, which I will just do on a different day. So just beware, if you are going to use this during the day, and you definitely can, you can use this twice a day. If you have more aspirin in here though, I would suggest not using it that often just because salicylic acid can be drying sometimes because it's, you know, it's used to, you know, get rid of acne and dry out any, you know, bad things that are on your skin. So if you are going to use this during the day, then just, you know, make sure that you wear an SPF. I wear SPF every day anyway, but yeah, if you're going to use this on a daily basis, like during the daytime before you go out in the sun, then just make sure that you are as protected as possible. So just put on an SPF and you'll be fine. You'll be good to go. Again, this is not the best smelling toner. You can always alter that. You can, you know, use essential oils like lavender or peppermint or anything like that you can put in here. That'll help with the smell because right now it smells like tea tree oil. I'm not gonna lie. And tea tree oil is a very strong scent. So the tea tree masks everything else. You know, but I'm used to the smell and I don't know, I've been using it for so long that, you know, I'm pretty much used to it, but if you're not and you don't like the scent, then, you know, you're welcome to leave out the tea tree oil and put another type of essential oil in. Oh, another thing. I feel like I'm forgetting things. When you use this, because there are aspirin tablets in here and the aspirin doesn't dissolve 100%, you're going to notice that there's going to be some little flecks of the aspirin on your skin. And that's okay, just, you know, when you're done, and you just let it dry because it's easier to remove when it's dry. So once it's dry, just take a clean paper towel or a clean makeup brush and then just, you know, kind of dust it off of your face. It's very easy to remove. It's not that big of a deal. And then just moisturize your skin as normal. If that completely gets on your nerves and you hate that, then just leave out the aspirin. You don't have to use it. You know, you can make an aspirin mask and use it once a week instead of using this every day. So again, all these ingredients that I use are just ingredients that I put into my toner, but you can, you know, use any combination that you want. You can just use witch hazel. You can just use green tea. You can just use apple cider vinegar, or you can mix apple cider vinegar with green tea, or you can mix green tea with witch hazel, or you can, you know, take vitamin E and water. Like there's so many different types of combinations, but I just kind of combined all of the ingredients into one so that you can see what it looks like when I use all of those ingredients. But I've definitely, you know, had times where I didn't have any apple cider vinegar, so I just had to use green tea and witch hazel, or I may not have had, you know, green tea, or I may have not have had aspirin. So, you know, I've done several variations of the same exact toner, you know, adding ingredients, leaving things out, but this combination is one that works really well for my skin and keeps my skin clear. You know, I don't have problematic skin. I don't have sensitive, problematic skin. So this works for me, but you are more than welcome to take things out, remove things, don't use it, use it, you know, because again, your skin is your skin, and you may have to, you know, play with the measurements and play with the proportions and the ratios that are going to best work for you. I can tell you right now, though, that if you have dry skin, then the ratio of the apple cider vinegar to water should be somewhere around 2 parts apple cider vinegar to 5 parts water. So that's kind of where I am, and so that's why I didn't put as much apple cider vinegar in mine. I use more witch hazel and green tea.
If you have oily skin, then you can go up to 4 parts water, or I'm sorry, up to 4 parts apple cider vinegar and 2 parts water. If you have just normal skin, then you can do half and half. But you can do whatever you want. You can create whatever variety of toner you want. I'm just letting you know what works for me, and trying to give you as many tips and tricks as I can with regards to natural skincare or do-it-yourself skincare. And I do have more things that I want to do. I just wish that I had more time to make videos. Yeah. So I do have some upcoming videos coming up. I just have to sit down and, you know, actually film them, but I have some ideas twirling around in my head. If you guys have any requests for videos, then please just leave a comment down below. Don't worry, I do have them all written down. I write everything down on like a pad of paper, and I kind of just work at it as I can. Some of you have been requesting like a storage, like a makeup storage video or like a makeup collection. I don't know about doing like a makeup collection because that's just like really weird to me, but I will do some sort of storage video. I just don't want to do it right now because I'm moving in the next few weeks or so, and so my storage is going to be a little bit different and my setup is going to be a little bit different. So once I figure out my new setup and I get everything kind of all situated in the new house, then I will definitely film some sort of storage video for you. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, and so I hope that you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you guys are having a fantastic evening, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.